game number 9 of the best of 15 between ThomasHiatt and ZLO. Now, ThomasHiatt has to come up with some wins. And right now is the most pressing it's ever been. Thomas on the verge of elimination. ZLO, with 7 games under his belt, only needs one more to go to finish off this best of 15 with the W. ThomasHiatt really needs this win in order to stay alive. ZLO already sending a mech marine, or sorry, a hunter down the middle. ZLO is on the top left side with green Cybern, as we discovered with this hunter. And ThomasHiatt, UEF on the bottom right corner, sending a quick scout himself after the first NG. Thomas does see the hunter coming down, and with the scout he can also check out what ZLO is doing. If ZLO is making second air, and perhaps he may sneak a peek at where ZLO might be sending his ACU. But ZLO has another hunter out, which takes out the scout. But Thomas does see that lab, so he may guess that ZLO will send this lab down the left side. Thomas building 5 P-gens and then his second land factory. ZLO building 6 P-gens before his second land factory. And we can see here that ZLO was busy reclaiming these trees. Some rocks here to reclaim. And Thomas certainly doesn't want to fall behind with reclaim, so he's doing the same. Reclaiming these trees and this rock. The lab finally makes it down to the bottom left side. ThomasHiatt reacts by building some walls after trying to reclaim that lab. Gets it down to 17 health actually. And keeps his engineer alive for some period, but it's ultimately taken out. Thomas managing to dispatch that lab eventually with that striker, but the damage is done, and it looks like a hunter, another hunter, is coming down the right in the back of ThomasHiatt's base. Thomas has built about 4 land factories now, 4th one on the way. So Thomas definitely ahead in the factory count, but let's see how that plays out. On Williamson's Bridge, of course, one important thing to consider is your factory count early on in the game. You want to get as much map control early on as possible. And since spam is the name of the game on a lot of 5x5 maps, factory count definitely high on the priority list for things to pay attention to. Now ZLO does have third air, building engineers out of it. And ZLO does have the potential to build jesters now, but probably in order to do jesters it would have been more appropriate to go second air. This might be a defensive air factory, in case Thomas may go second air himself. But Thomas, no plans to make any air factory until now. He started his own air factory, perhaps discovering that ZLO has an air factory. Thomas certainly wants to have some protection from the skies. Thomas already to the halfway point with his ACU. ZLO going down the same side, so their ACUs will inevitably meet here in the middle. And ZLO can see a lot of what's going on. He has a radar right here. But does he know Thomas's ECU is approaching? Of course, he just saw it. Now ZLO will begin to concentrate more of his forces on the right side. ThomasHiatt sneaking up the left down this middle passage with his strikers. Small group of Mantis to meet him. But the striker force proves to be a little too strong for ZLO. And point defense is almost done. Can it finish in time? All the Mantis are working on as well, but no. Thomas overruns ZLO's position on the left side. Small skirmish between the ACUs here on the top right corner, but it ends with Thomas retreating. And ZLO had been working on a Tech 2 land factory. Pretty risky to go Tech 2 on a 5x5 map, though certainly does work on occasion. Thomas is lightning fast this game. He's already made it to ZLO's base with the leftward force. Now they are getting cleaned up, but he sort of drew a path of destruction here. And now, as Thomas continues to reinforce his ECUs, ZLO finds himself completely alone. And partially that can be attributed to his upgrade to Tech 2. No Mantis. Not many Mantis produced during that time. Certainly not enough to defend his ECU, and now ZLO in quite some trouble. He does maneuver around this small mountainous terrain here, but 69 health and down ZLO goes. Explodes in a dazzling array of fire. ThomasHiatt finishes off ZLO's ECU, and finally Thomas scores another win and stays alive. Alive to see the next game. So well played by Thomas. Very, very quick win there. ZLO didn't know what hit him, it seemed like. 7 minutes in. Well, perhaps ZLO knew what was going on, but the choice was made. The path was set. The cards were played, and ZLO's hand simply not up to fluff against Thomas's quick rush. Look at how many land factories he has. Erecting so many land factories early on. Mobilizing his units so quickly. And now overrunning ZLO's ACU. So well played. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next game.